we started hearing these loud thuds behind us.
I could see broad, square shoulders, covered in hair, a giant head, which was encased with these red eyes.
Inside the dark caves of our world live creatures far more terrifying than your imaginations. From ghostly figures to creepy entities, get ready for the traumatizing stories of tourists who entered forbidden caves and what happened to them. No one can convince me to do grave digging for a living, and this clip here just strengthens that notion for me. So, these two gravediggers were asked to bury their pet by a grieving family from Saudi Arabia. Following the instructions, they were digging when they saw a huge trail of ants coming out of the ground near a wall. Surprised, they kept digging, but then, to their horror, they looked up to see this. Terror struck them as they saw that woman with her hair and eyes an unnatural shade of white behind the hole of the wall. Overcome by fear, the grave diggers fled the scene. Red eyes in the dark. So, 3 soldiers stationed at the mouth of a cave were trying to kill their time by sharing some fun stories with each other. One of them busy filming the cave, and his fellow soldiers accidentally caught 2 crimson red eyes glowing from the cave's depths. The soldiers, being the soldiers, dismissed it as a trick of the light, but then those eyes came out again, this time for longer. Eventually, the soldiers decided to leave and share this encounter of theirs with red eyes to kill time with other soldiers. Gray alien. A bunch of brave people were exploring the big, wild mountains in Mexico. Suddenly, they saw something spooky. A dark shape was guarding a big, scary cave. As they got closer, they took pictures of this really weird thing. So strange, it couldn't be from Earth. His head was white as if glowing with a kind of gray-black skin. Was it a gray alien guarding his portal? When the camera zooms out, you can see how far away the alien is, and it looks like reaching that part would be difficult for a human. So, was it an alien or a clever trick of CGI? Eerie being.
أنا مش سامعك يا الله.
A crew of YouTubers from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia decided to explore an area rumored to be haunted by a black witch, and guess what? They found it. That figure was nothing but blackness. According to the YouTuber, he asked the black witch to come out of the cave, but she refused to come and asked them to leave. Otherwise, she will have to cast some spells on them. When they uploaded the video, many people became skeptical of this encounter, with just a few believing it could be something real.
أنا مش سامعك يا الله.
Alien in deserted cave. A young Italian couple, sitting on the steps overlooking an abandoned mine shaft, were startled by an eerie chorus of unfamiliar sounds coming from within the depths. Driven by curiosity, the man bravely went into the inky blackness to investigate the source when he found this. A pair of glowing eyes cut the darkness, sending a shiver down his spine. The man was visibly shaken and ran towards the daylight. Later, as they reviewed their footage, they saw a weird, smoke-like skinny creature with glowing eyes. They instantly knew that it was not an ordinary creature. Wildlife hunter. A wildlife photographer was caught in a big storm, and this is when he ran to hide in a dark, spooky cave in the woods. He had no idea he would find something this strange and unexpected there. Whatever that thing with a black appearance and white eyes was, it was looking at the man without moving at all. The creature showed its half face from behind the wall where the photographer was standing. At first, he thought it might be a ghost, but when he looked closer, it turned out to be a 24 to 26-inch vampire-like thing. Storm Drain Terror. A man named Timothy Eschel in Quebec, Canada, was sure that something monstrous was living in a storm drain near his neighborhood. To prove his claim, he took a couple of his friends along with a camera and torches inside the lengthy, dark drain. Needless to say, something sinister was there. The man took his torch to point it directly at a turn, and suddenly, a monstrous creature leapt out of it. The lunge was sudden. The men panicked and ran for their lives. The camera could only capture a glimpse of the creature's creepy features. The only thing that I could make out of it was its spooky humanoid shape without a proper body. Tunnel monster. Radiation leak testing in World War II tunnels of Japan, and everything would go normal. No way. Closed to the public, a small group of engineers were tasked to visit these old World War II tunnels to test radiation levels, and to everyone's surprise, their cameras started malfunctioning. Still, strange electronic voice phenomena were caught on tape along with a ghost apparition. Yes, you heard that right. Let's slow and zoom in. You see, a smoke-like thing just disappeared into one of the walls, and this is exactly when the camera started to go crazy at the lower level of the tunnels. That scientific visit turned into something horrifying, making many believe that that tunnel was a portal to something unknown, perhaps even otherworldly. Unidentified creature. This video made it into the internet a decade ago and claims to show a real-life troll coming out of its hideout. The camera was allegedly placed by a group of experienced hunters who were sure there was something sinister in the cave, and they were right. I mean, look at this thing. The large, hairy creature with big, piercing eyes, weirdly long nose, and gray-colored dirty body was giving off a really off vibe. If this overly healthy thing is real, I want to stay miles away from it. Fire demon. This cameraman decided he won't rest until he finds something demonic, and when he did, he wished he hadn't. As he stepped in a long-abandoned area near a house, his attention was drawn to a shadowy figure, seemingly human in form, that materialized before him. As he reached out to investigate, the entity vanished into thin air, leaving him shaken and confused. The man decided to follow the humanoid figure into the house's basement, where the figure, once human-like, transformed into a ghostly demon. And that's not it. The entity stood over flames. The cameraman ran for his life while reciting some holy verses to ward off the evil ghost. Mutant species. A group of hikers were deep in a dense forest when a creature unlike anything they had ever seen came before them. It was a monstrous arachnid, its body adorned with tiger-like stripes, but that's not the only weird part. It had menacing fangs, skinny legs and arms. It resembled a colossal, predatory spider. Well, though the hikers attempted to capture the creature for closer examination, they failed because the arachnid disappeared into thin air. The encounter left the hikers bewildered, their minds struggling to comprehend what they had witnessed. Forest officials launched a thorough investigation, but despite their efforts, no trace of the monstrous arachnid or any evidence of its existence was found. Soul in well. A popular YouTuber known for his love of pit bulls accidentally found out a terrifying secret. After his beloved pet vanished without a trace, his desperate search led him to a jungle clearing with an old, secluded well. This is where he heard a strange sound coming from the dry well. He went on to check, only to find this. A creature with glowing eyes stared back at him from the well. Fear pushed the man away, who then quickly uploaded this shocking footage online. Looking at it, it could be a supernatural being residing in the well, but for the YouTuber, that creature was the tormented spirit of his lost dog, trapped in the well. Trapped soul.
That's when he sees this disturbing creature in the depths of the cave.
It is things like these that make me stay at my home. So you see, this man is pulling off rocks from what looks like an abandoned cave. Why? Because he believed he saw something in there and he was not wrong. There it was. He even called over his friends to see a disturbing creature and also flashed his light to see if it came out and if he could get another good look at it. But nothing came out. Now, that cabin was completely sealed by the rocks. How did that thing go in there? And where did it go from there? Looks like there are no answers to these questions.
That's when he sees this disturbing creature in the depths of the cave.
Shapeshifters. The locals in northern Chile believe that some of the caves in this region host a race of alien shapeshifters. A brave explorer decided to test these claims, and as soon as he reached the peak of a mountain, he saw this sight at the opening of the cave. The creature appeared to be a goat, but that is just not any goat. Look at it closely. This large animal has backward-facing horns with long, sharply clawed limbs. This means its body is designed for predation. And if that was not enough, just for a brief second during the footage, you can see its face. More like that of a dragon with sharp, pointy teeth. This was enough to send chills down the spine of the explorer who decided to leave this area, now believing in the alien shapeshifters. Wild wolf. A group of boys playing cricket had a terrifying encounter when one had to go into a dark cave to retrieve a lost ball. The boy's torchlight revealed a creature with unsettling eyes, a moment captured on video, thanks to the phone he had in his pocket. The footage sparked fear and doubts among those who saw it. Well, some of them called the creature a wild wolf, given the creature's potential habitat in a forest, or it could have been a werewolf-boar hybrid. But as there's no scientific evidence of such a creature, we cannot say anything with surety. It's possible that the combination of fear and limited visibility distorted the boy's perception of the creature's appearance, and it was just a regular fox. Alien or animal? A tourist video captured a moment that sent shockwaves throughout the internet and got us all divided. Sitting on a rocky outcrop within the cavern, a creature was visible. Its appearance was nothing short of extraordinary. A disproportionately large head, spindly limbs, and a light golden skin tone, a stark contrast to its big black eyes. What was this thing? Its face looked eerily like a fox to me, but it was not a fox for sure. The creature's alien-like features have started a heated debate. Some claim it as undeniable proof of extraterrestrial life, while others sought more concrete evidence. Black woman.
لا بسم الله لا لا لا.
Imagine you are casually filming your tour and suddenly see this thing looking at you from behind a small wall. What would you do? The cameraman named Hassan Ahmed from Saudi Arabia decided to give this witch-like woman a chase. He went into this old, scary cave, and as soon as he stepped inside, he felt a heavy, creepy feeling. And then there it was. The terrifying ghost lady. When she realized she had been caught, she started waving her creepy wand and rocks started pelting on the man. Hassan tried to get closer to the witch, but her spells were too strong for him. Hassan felt like he was losing his mind. Luckily, he snapped out of it and ran away from the building.
لا بسم الله لا لا لا.
Strange creature. Next on the list are a bunch of explorers who smelled the worst stench of their life while on an exploration deep into the heart of the South American rainforest. They didn't think a lot, assuming it's a decomposing animal until they drew close to the source of the foul odor. In the opening of a hidden cave, they saw a deformed sleeping. At least, this is what they thought. With a skeletal frame, hollow eyes, and elongated limbs, that creature was a nightmare come true. Naturally, the group decided to run as the creature lunged at them with a terrifying speed. Still, one of the explorers managed to capture a fleeting image of the creature before they fled for their lives. Creepy encounter.
Смотрите.
Imagine leaving your friend at the mouth of a claustrophobic cave only to be rained down by rocks at the hands of an unknown creature. As terrifying as it sounds, Nick, an experienced explorer, went through that, and this was not it. He was in the middle of the cave, away from his stuff. He raced to get his things back and escape, but there, someone had gone through his stuff.
Смотрите.
How could this happen? He had no time to think about it. He was gathering his belongings when his camera caught a fleeting image, a pair of glowing eyes looking at him from the inky blackness. Thankfully, he escaped unharmed, but what was that thing? What do you think?
Смотрите.
Dog sensed ghost. A man and his loyal German shepherd got more than they bargained for during a hike. Their journey led them to a mysterious cavernous opening, and they went inside. Now, as soon as they entered that place, his dog started behaving unusually. Its keen senses alerted him to something amiss. The dog's non-stop barking and compulsive sniffing of the cave walls heightened the explorer's curiosity. He wanted to know what it was, and then he saw it. A shadowy figure, devoid of any facial features, stood at the far end of the cavern. It appeared to be a huge, tall creature with its eyes fixed on the man. What's next? It was all enough to send the man running, not to look back again once. Terrifying screams. A group of Chinese mining engineers were tasked with assessing an abandoned coal mine sealed off for decades in Africa for potential demolition. Well, they came and faced an unexpected and terrifying obstacle. A solid rock wall, previously undetected, blocked their path. As they tried to work their way around it, they heard creepy voices, sending shivers down their spines. Well, they needed to break the wall, but before they could do anything, it looked like small rocks and patches of dirt were falling from there, as if the cave was about to collapse. This forced them to retreat in terror. The ordeal left the team traumatized, and the mine was permanently sealed off. Local people said it was a portal to hell, and well, the incident sure looks like one. Alien in Miami.
Nah, come back out. Look, why did you feed him?
Now this is something that will surely scare the bejesus out of everyone. While on a morning jog, a couple saw an ancient oak tree with an unusual cavity. The man decided to capture the tree's unique features. He had no idea. The cavity wasn't the main character here. As he focused his lens, a shocking, squishy thing came out of the hole. It looked like a tiny person, so fragile as if made of jelly. It had human-like features, just smaller in size. Native Americans think little people once roamed the planet, and they think this little humanoid was one of them. Do you believe that? Tell me in the comments section.
Nah, come back out. Look, why did you feed him like...
Paranormal energy.
Why that one chain is swinging back there.
A crazy explorer dude decided to check out the super spooky, notorious Horton mine. As he went deeper and deeper, it got colder and creepier as the temperature fell suddenly. Then he reached an area where he saw a bunch of chains hanging from the ceiling, and then suddenly, show chain moving. Who did this? Bear in mind that each of these chains weigh more than 40 pounds, which means a strong force is needed to move them like this. The man had no idea who did it, but someone did swing that chain. And this was enough for the man to take the route back to the safe world.
Why that one chain is swinging back there.
Cursed cave. Now, these men, bored by their lives, decided to visit this cursed cave in an attempt for a thrilling adventure. Some of them raised their reservations about going into the depths without a guide, but since the majority is authority, and many went into the cave. Well, needless to say, they didn't want their cameras to capture something as chilling as this. A ghostly figure dressed in all white looked exactly like a corpse was seen standing halfway in the cave. Afterwards, they heard strange, unsettling sounds in there. They couldn't even recover from it yet when an unseen force launched a terrifying assault on them. Everyone ran for their lives with no one knowing what exactly happened. wild species. Two best friends used to hike near their town in a secluded cave system. Dozens of hikes for several years, but they never saw anything creepy there until one day. Didn't see it? Let me slow the clip a bit for you, and here it is. The two boys were shaken to their core. That thing could see in the dark, meaning it could have jumped on them at any time. And see how far apart its eyes are, meaning it is relatively big. Using their presence of mind, they decided to leave immediately as they knew it was not something human, and they wanted everyone in their community of the creature living in the cave. Abandoned hospital. A chilling encounter unfolded at the abandoned St. Joseph Riverside Hospital in Warren, Ohio. Two experienced explorers with cameras and flashlights went inside the building, drawn by its reputation for paranormal activity. As they navigated the corridors, they stumbled upon a shadowy room, and there they saw a creepy hand. If you have missed, I suggest you look at the left side of the screen, at the door. It was a disembodied hand, its long black nails casting an eerie glow in the dim light. They called it quits and went back outside of the building, and upon reviewing the footage, the full extent of the horror became apparent as they became sure that supernatural forces haunt that hospital. Raft ride. Raft riding is a sport. I love it, but this kind of rafting may very well haunt someone forever. So, a tourist decided to take a raft ride on the Isabella River, and while everything was going well, suddenly an eerie chamber emerged after which this happened. As they passed through the chamber, it felt like something was not only chasing them, but also hit their boat. Luckily, nothing happened, and everyone managed to stay on board. When they later reviewed the footage, their worst fears were confirmed. Something long and hairy was indeed chasing their boat. Sewage giant.
I have an alligator in my sewer.
A wave of terror gripped the community as rumors of a monstrous creature living in the depths of the city's sewer system circulated. Children playing in the streets reported eerie hissing sounds coming from the sewer grates, but their claims were dismissed as childish imagination. However, the fear became a stark reality for one man when he encountered a horrifying sight outside his home. The footage revealed a monstrous creature, a colossal alligator. Its sheer size, an estimated 8 feet long, was enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. The video went viral, and this is when the story about this resident came to light. He purchased a baby gator years earlier, which was mysteriously lost. The horrifying creature in the sewer was believed to be that same gator, grown to monstrous proportions in its subterranean habitat. What next? A specialized animal rescue team was called in to address the crisis. Peeking from behind. Next on the list are these three friends and their adventures that almost cost them their lives. They decided to explore the city's sewer system. Initially, their exploration was going normally, but as they delved deeper, their flashlights stopped working, and then, when one of the torches finally started working, it revealed a horrifying figure, an ugly, deformed, grayish creature with huge hollow eyes. The creature stood behind one of their friends, and as soon as they spotted this thing, the trio fled the subterranean hellhole. Once outside, they reviewed the footage, their hearts pounding in their chests. The creature, they realized, was no ordinary ghost, but a demonic clown.
What the f***?
Sewerage monster. A team of sanitation workers in Russia was tasked to clear a city's sewer system. The team heard strange noises, and they sent in a remotely operated camera to see what it was. The team couldn't believe their eyes. It could be no normal animal because they were well within several meters of the sewer system. Anyway, they propelled the camera forward. And this is when something completely, utterly, and unbelievably horrifying happened. Beyond any doubt, it was a humanoid silhouette with eerie, glowing white eyes and unnatural limbs. I think it looks more like a weird mix of chupacabra and an ape, which is strange because such a thing has never been heard of. So what do you think? Faceless creature. A young boy, driven by concern for his lost dog, ended up in the depths of an abandoned water pipeline tunnel, accompanied by two loyal friends, but it all went south when their exploration took a terrifying turn. Right before them was a figure in white cloth with no discerning face. I mean, I couldn't make any of its features out. Maybe it was the ghost of an old patient who died there? The faceless apparition sent the trio into a panic. They fled the tunnel, their hearts pounding in their chests. Pipeline mystery.
They find a fleshy, pulsing blob of something attached to the sewer wall.
Sanitation workers in Raleigh, North Carolina, encountered an unusual hurdle while clearing a clogged pipe. After removing the main blockages, they inserted a remote camera to monitor water flow. But what they found there were some very mysterious creatures, or should I say, one pulsating, fleshy blob creature. Everyone panicked and rumors of a sewage system inhabited by alien creatures went viral. But the biologists told everyone that the culprits were ordinary worms, their unusual appearance attributed to the confined and stagnant conditions within the clogged pipe.
They find a fleshy, pulsing blob of something attached to the sewer wall.
Snake dragon. A seasoned hunter deep in the dense forest was tracking down some wolves when his expedition took an unexpected turn. He stumbled upon a creature of immense size and unbelievable appearance. A snake monstrosity, its long body covered in cone-like scales spread across its body. The hunter, driven by a mix of fear and fascination, attempted to capture the creature but failed in doing so. Dragon eggs. See, this clip is the reason why many people believe dragons are real. Show comments. As soon as this video hit the internet, it went viral. Why wouldn't it? It went on to show large cracked eggs that looked as if they were hitched a long time ago. The small group of friends exploring an old cave found them lying here and there all over the place. They stepped on some and cracked some with their hands. They had no idea what monster was lurking just very close to them. A long-tailed lizard dragon was crawling on the nearby stones, fearful to their core, but they kept the recording button on while escaping from the cave. So, what do you think of this creature and its eggs? Are there dragons in real life? Spider or crab? A chilling encounter occurred when a vigilant homeowner noticed unusual movements beneath their garage floor. Peering through a gap, they were confronted with a horrifying sight. A creature with an unsettling number of legs, its body hidden beneath the broken concrete. Panic-stricken, they ran from the scene, seeking help from neighbors. When they came back, the creature had vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Was it a giant spider or a sinister crab? Perhaps a previously unknown species or even a mutated creature? Honestly, no one knows anything with certainty. Open discussion. A tunnel explorer named Urbex Hill explored over 10 miles in a single day through an extensive network of tunnels hidden deep within the forest, where he felt something, he knew something was up. As he went deep inside, that something caught his attention. He was shaken and was still recovering from what he saw when in the next turn, he saw 4 gloomy eyes and 2 creatures emerging from the complete blackness. The terrifying figures were trying to keep an eye on him while hiding in the dark.
There was more than one entity that appeared confronted him,
With his heart filled with terror, he ultimately stopped the adventure and decided never to explore any abandoned tunnel ever. Now, Urbex Hill's harrowing experience tells us the inherent risks associated with exploring uncharted territories. If you were in his place, what would you have done in a situation like this? Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.